baby girl, tell me where you come from.
Night, wherever you are. This is the morning show with Burn Team, and we're gonna have a very open discussion this morning. You'll know the happenings. It's still COVID-19 pandemic happening. It's all about the vaccine mandates. People trying to get back to some normalcy. So that's what we'll be talking about this morning. Yeah, how things opening back. So this week, in Trinidad and Tobago, we had some places, reopening, like the gyms, the restaurants, the bars, and there are some places that did open, some places did not, because they just weren't prepared to open now, and they are still putting some things in place. Some of the restaurants indicated that, they want to do a little retraining with their, staff, so that they'll be, really ready when persons come back out. Yeah. Yeah, so that's what's happening in Trinidad and Tobago. We saw what's happening out there. Everybody having a time. It's millions of people in a crowd. Like, we are not in a pandemic. Everybody's just out there normal. So at some point, right now, TNT hoping that some people hoping they could get a carnival 2022. We don't know if that's happening. Really don't know. And well, some persons who normally go say they're not going through that. They're afraid to go there. They're not taking that risk of going into the crowds and having a time. Yeah, so it's all those things are left to be seen. Yeah. All those things are left to be seen. So Abby, how are things looking over on your end in terms of the vaccination drive?
It ain't out there like all the time. Meaning, you're not hearing so much about it anymore. I don't know why. I know I've heard that the people think COVID isn't here no more, so the movements free up a bit, things opening back up. But I mean, it's still there, but it's not as
how it used to be, like
anymore.
the down.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's not the case for some other states. They are still trying to get that mandate like really in there and implementing it, because I mean, they want to open back up. The economy is in a mess in a lot of places, because it's all these different grants and assistance that they would have been given to citizens of the countries and the different states.
Morning show, boy. Look the troublesome. We are the UK, man. I'll be as usual. You're looking nice, boy. I find this. I like this layout, look nice. Yeah, so I mean, no mandates.
Not
So
yet.
we have some videos, we just running off. How to start this thing? Let me start in LA. LA had a vibration there. So let's see what's going on in LA first, so people take it.
The pandemic and the new battles over vaccine mandates for first responders and military personnel. Many are still refusing to get vaccinated as those deadlines loom. And what Dr. Fauci is saying about where the country is heading. Here's ABC's Irene Shaw.
Tonight, new battle lines in the fight over vaccine mandates. Los Angeles, a sheriff defying the mandate for all county employees, vowing not to enforce it.
I don't want to be in a position to lose 5-10% of my workforce overnight on a vaccine mandate.
In Seattle, nearly 300 sworn officers could be fired if they don't submit proof of vaccination before an October 18th deadline.
Our shootings are up, our domestic violence is up, all these types of crimes are up anyway. So we need officers now more than ever.
The department reportedly planning to deploy officers on special assignments to cover emergency calls. A mandate also looming for U.S. troops to get the shot. Hundreds of thousands of military members have yet to comply, potentially facing career-ending consequences. Deadlines for most active duty service members begin next month. And tonight, with COVID infections and hospitalizations falling, Dr. Anthony Fauci with a warning.
It's certainly going in the right direction, but we have to just be careful that we don't prematurely declare victory.
Federal regulators could authorize Pfizer's shot for children 5 to 11 by November, which experts say pediatricians may be able to administer.
The best relationship that parents and kids have is with their pediatrician and the trust that they've built.
And Lindsay, a warning tonight about a possible twindemic. Experts saying with shutdowns and so many people social distancing and wearing masks last year, that this year's flu season could be far worse. And they're urging everyone to get that flu shot as soon as possible. Lindsay?
Wow.
Twindemic. Yes, no? So from a pandemic to a twindemic, that last phase 3D touch there, you know, flu season in addition to the COVID-19. Yeah. That's, but, Abby, so we seen in LA that, I mean, they're saying domestic violence is increasing. All the crimes that they could possibly think about is continuously basically on the rise, and they need these officers. And then, of course, they have the officers who are not okay with taking the vaccine. So then they're going to lose that manpower.
The United States is very interesting to me because it's like the president could declare an order, and a governor could just say he could make an executive order. So Abby's the president, Abby could say, okay, mandate. And then Chica could say, nah, not in my... right? So we see this in Texas. So the president,
So
Joe
one
Biden,
thing,
say one thing, and then the Yaman governor, he has executive order. So listen to what we're going to Texas.
It's a battle. It's a battle.
Pandemic and a new front tonight in the battle over vaccine mandates. Texas Governor Greg Abbott issuing an executive order prohibiting vaccine mandates in his state. But two Texas companies tonight, American Airlines and Southwest Airlines, say they will keep those mandates in place for their employees. Brooklyn Nets player Kyrie Irving has been barred from playing or practicing with the team until he is fully vaccinated. And tonight here, news on the staggering toll on law enforcement officers. 62% of deaths in the line of duty last year were from COVID. We are also tracking the timeline this week for potential news on boosters for millions who got the Moderna and Johnson & Johnson vaccines, when the FDA could decide. Marcus Moore tonight from Dallas.
Tonight, a new salvo in the war over vaccine mandates. Texas Governor Greg Abbott issuing an executive order banning all state entities, including businesses, from requiring a vaccine from anyone who objects based on religious belief or for medical reasons, including prior recovery from COVID-19. But Texas-based Southwest and American Airlines saying they will not comply with the governor's order, instead sticking with the federal requirement on large businesses.
This is a government mandate. It's a presidential order, and we're doing our best to comply with that.
And as law enforcement also works to get its rank and file vaccinated across the country, new data is showing COVID's toll among officers. 62% of deaths in the line of duty were from COVID last year. And tonight, in the sports world, consequences for basketball star Kyrie Irving for not being vaccinated.
Here's Irving, one-on-one. Oh, what a fake. Over.
The Brooklyn Nets benching Irving without pay until he meets a vaccination requirement to play in a New York arena. At stake, roughly $380,000 a game.
Kyrie's made it clear that he has a choice in this matter, and it's ultimately going to be up to him what he decides.
And tonight, a critical decision just days away for the 84 million Americans who got Moderna and Johnson & Johnson. An FDA panel could authorize those booster shots by Friday, with the CDC deciding who will get them as early as the end of next week. Many older Americans are eager for that green light.
Once they're approved and I can get it, then I definitely will. I'll be 74. And, you know, at my age, I certainly don't want to end up in a hospital on a ventilator.
And David, in documents released ahead of that key FDA meeting, Moderna argues that a half dose is enough for a booster. They say that their studies have showed that the half dose restores antibodies to those high levels seen just after getting the first two shots.
But you hear how much a basketball are making? A game?
Wow. I mean, you wanna keep your lifestyle. I know. If he choose
Yeah.
not to, he would have to downgrade and live like us, which is going to be
Yes,
hard,
yes,
isn't it?
yes. Hmm.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Hard.
then it's really we seeing some persons are for what the federal is doing, and then the governor saying no, we don't want that mandate here. But
That
some persons are sticking with it.
Irving salary is one of the smaller salaries for the high-end players on that team. So they're highlighting my Irving, but they have two other players get paid more than him. So that's small money,
Wow.
right?
Right.
Wow.
Well,
That 300, I got like, what's that? If that players, that means if you look at the greats, you know what I mean? That is, he laughing at that. It's 300 and that, right? So,
well, we just saying,
yeah. So,
you know,
but
it's our
I mean,
game. Yeah,
it's his vibes and it's his vibes, and
yeah.
that is what he decides to do. So,
Mm-hmm.
governor say no. So let me hear the president of the free world. This is funny, man. It's like, like I'm picturing that boy like, hey, you 5 minutes I can say do this, and then so, I can say, nah, no insult. Let me listen
Oh
to
no, that's
Kojo.
Wow.
not
I
happening.
just
Not
call him
here.
back from Kojo. Let me hear what Kojo says. Good, no Kojo.
90% the number of employees vaccinated. Let's be clear. Vaccination requirements should not be another issue that divides us. That's why we continue to battle the misinformation that's out there. And companies and communities are stepping up as well to combat the misinformation. Southwest Airlines, at the head of the pilots union and its CEO, dismissed critics who claim vaccination mandates contributed to flight disruptions. School board members, religious leaders, and doctors across the country are fighting misinformation and educating people about the importance of vaccines. All of these efforts are going to help us continue moving the dial to eliminate this disease. Second, we're going to continue protecting the vaccinated. This week, the Food and Drug Administration and the FDA is reviewing data on Moderna and Johnson & Johnson boosters. We expect a final decision from the FDA and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, in the next couple of weeks. If they authorize the boosters, which will be strictly made based on the science, that decision will be based on the science, this will mean all 3 vaccines will be available for boosters. Already, more than 1 out of 3 eligible seniors have gotten their 3rd shot, the booster. And we're going to continue to provide that additional protection to seniors and others as we head into the holidays. These boosters are free. I'll say it again, they're free, available, and convenient to get. Third point I'd like to make. We need to continue to keep our schools and our students safe. 96% of school districts are fully open with children back in the classroom and for in-person learning. We have been able to do this because we provided our schools the resources they need to protect children and the educators, as well as the staff that works in the schools. We've been encouraging schools to implement important health measures like masking, testing, and getting everyone vaccinated who is eligible to be vaccinated. Now, I know parents out there are anxiously waiting for a vaccine for children ages 5 to 11. The good news is the FDA and outside experts from the CDC are set to make its determination as to whether the vaccine will be authorized for that age range in the next few weeks. If authorized, we are ready. We have purchased enough vaccines for all children between the ages of 5 and 11 in the United States. And it'll be convenient for parents to get their children vaccinated at trusted locations, and families will be able to sleep easier at night knowing their kids are protected as well. Let me close with this. The plan I laid out in September is working. We're headed in the right direction. We have critical work to do, but we can't let up now. My team and I are doing everything we can, but I'm calling on more businesses to step up. I'm calling on more parents to get their children vaccinated when they are eligible. And I'm asking everyone, Everyone who hasn't gotten vaccinated, please get vaccinated. That's how we put this pandemic behind us and accelerate our economic recovery. We can do this. I've said many times, God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So you hear that it's going to be, the vaccine is free and accessible. Free. So he emphasized on that free and accessible part, eh? Good morning, Candace. Yes, so people, you'll see what's happening out there. You already see what's happening out there. And, he's asking the businesses, to step up to the, game. I have to call it a game, right? Step up, do what is considered necessary at this point in time. Yeah,
Has
it
all the
is.
businesses in Trinidad had they step up?
No. So right now we have one of the bars in Marabella. They actually put up a sign. They always put
Oh
up
my
signs
God.
during the
This is
COVID,
so
right?
fun to
And
watch.
they put up their sign saying that they will not be reopening until, because, the customers are family. They are family there. So until the vaccinated and unvaccinated can dance together, laugh together, drink together, then they will reopen. But
Big
as
up
of
yourself.
now,
Well,
Gail
go
is
on,
on the
Gail.
inside.
Breaking TV, big up. Can't stop, won't stop. Gail from Canada, man.
Yes.
They see we chilling, eh? We always adding some kind of excess. I don't sleep, boy. Yeah? So, Trini, we touch all over the world, so we have to touch home. Yeah? We could touch
Yes.
home a little bit. And we have opened our restaurant and cinema. So, no Trini.
Yes.
You know Trini. We're business. Wanna give me a inch. So, happy birthday to this young person here. Let me say happy birthday that way. There's a kind of, when you really think about the things we hold dear, chica, sometimes we forget the little things, like the little guy hang for birthday. Sometimes we just forget the things that you never miss. I mean, where you miss most of all since before this pandemic, where you miss most of all.
I haven't really
Like
thought of
things
it.
that you used to do. Like some people like to be out, some people might say gym, some might say outdoor, hiking, beach. Like what was the
Oh,
little thing? Yeah.
I can't say nothing really
You miss
because
the
I was
thing?
working throughout the pandemic, so I was still on the go.
Right. But
You
like
know,
things that we used to have before, accessible to us.
other than my relaxing time, my
So that
sauna,
is
my spa and
also
stuff.
right. It's a spa,
Yeah,
girl. Oh, you go to get the little rub up
pampering,
little thing.
relaxing.
Ah, here's what I have.
Yes,
Right.
I like
Chica,
my
where you
spa.
miss gigs? Where you miss like other than the gym?
Well, I miss being able to go and look at a 4D movie,
Yeah, boy.
The
But we
4D
can
is
do that
a
now.
vibe.
We can touch that
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think let me look at the birthday. It had a nice little birthday party here. Come on.
So tell me, how do you feel coming back out on your birthday to celebrate it in a restaurant?
It's nice to have somewhere to celebrate it and enjoy with family.
How is that thing gonna out? Damn.
Yeah, so I mean, like persons, they weren't able to you go out, normally for your birthday. Sometimes that's the only time people actually go to the
Go out,
restaurant to
yeah.
do something special. And they didn't have that choice of going anywhere. So, but incidentally, they didn't have that choice. Yeah, so we see Rihanna say she missed the beach and the cinema. Yeah. So, it has things that you miss. If it is you may not go to the beach all the time, but just have a day that you just feel like going and taking a
Feel like
little dip in the
going.
ocean. You don't have that choice of going there. Yeah. So you don't have that is that part. You may not be
It's
going, yeah.
baffling to me because the beach is open space. Why isn't it? I don't know.
Still.
It's
Because you
baffling.
know why? Even though it's open, if that was the only place people had to go, it would have been crowded. And it
Okay.
had times where they did reopen the beaches and people listen, it's Swiss carnival or something, or the
No
after
way.
carnival, the cool down. It's like everybody from wherever, they drive from wherever, and the beaches were just crowded. Right? So Gail missed the carnivals, Sonali missed the birthdays, going out there enjoying the birthday line. Right? Rihanna is saying her birthday is next month, so she's glad places open back. Hopefully it will stay open. Right? So that's the other thing. We're not sure what's gonna happen, but they're really trying to keep things open. Candace missed the beach, hiking, movie, river, just miss outdoors on the whole. Yeah. I mean, outdoors, and even though yes, outdoors, yes, I miss outdoors too, but you have to wear a mask when you go outdoors now to walk or jog, So it's like, although some
Oh
people
my
they
goodness.
take, yeah, they don't. Some persons just don't wear. They will have it on them, but you just take it off when you're taking a jog and put it on. Maybe when you meet a crowd or something. Well, that's what some people do. Yeah.
The amount of people exercise who have one mask fainted. So they
Yeah.
they they said exercises, they don't have to wear
Outdoor
mask.
exercise. Right.
Yeah.
Moving forward. Yeah. Outdoor exercise. Yeah. It's
Ew.
happened. It has happened. Yeah. So what we saying really is that COVID, the little things count, man. Some say cinema, the little things, man. They say the
Yeah.
pampering, that's spas and stuff. So
Yeah.
all they understand that it's
Hmm.
spas.
Mm.
Pika?
She did
Yeah.
say that. She did say
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's all right. And that's something that you do for yourself, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
we need to get back a little bit to that. And now we
Self
see
care.
these mandates and these things happening, and
Mm.
you're feeling, some people feeling separated, some people have mixed feelings. She can always your true
Yeah.
feeling about the way in which people reacting. Some people moving, different. Like if you vaccinated, they're moving different.
Yeah. And I find because even with the young man celebrating his birthday,
Mm-hmm.
persons were like, what, so you have to take off your mask when you're going to eat the cake, right? It's not like you're gonna keep on the mask, so what is the point? And they really like fighting down the persons who are actually
Yeah,
vaccinated.
yeah.
But
It's great.
everybody had that choice. So if it is you chose not to take the vaccine, if it is they go out and they remove their mask, that's none of your concern.
Right.
Concern yourself about the choices that you make. I'm not going to fuss myself over someone who didn't take the vaccine. That's their choice. I'm not going to say, well, you're not going to go anywhere because you didn't take the vaccine. I'm not going to do that, right?
Right. Kind
Everybody
of a
made their
different vibe,
choices.
yeah. So Jazan, tell
And
me, Jazan, will you miss the most? Well, Jazan, you missing nothing for your
because I'm
party.
missing nothing. Nothing. The
I ain't
partying
missing
right
nothing
through.
really.
Jazan,
I,
You
tell
have
me,
yes.
how
nothing
will you
to
miss
miss.
the most? We know what you missed the most when it was lockdown. But they can tell the people. We fully
Yeah,
aware.
yeah, they know where I miss party a lot. Yeah, socializing actually.
So
Yes, I
that's the
miss that.
socializing,
Yes.
that is setting. You carry Trinidad as a permanent lifestyle in the, in the UK. You take a seasonal thing and you make it permanent.
I make it permanent.
Weekly. Your weekly dose. Yeah. In my time, that was my vibe. On a Friday, that was me the right
Yeah,
through.
but you're not
I
that
had to put
old.
the
You're
lime
not that
and
old.
it have to because you work it plenty hours and that was my way of de-stressing. You
That is
understand?
my
So
way
I
of
was
distressing from the kids as well. That is
yeah,
my way
I
from
was
distressing.
already. When I get my
Yeah.
chance, Friday, I done work, home bed, call the fellas. Yeah, boys, I did. We already. That is so it was.
That's
Yeah, you know, and then you know
Wow.
the change. Everything does change. But I like already. Yeah. I like to be around people who can enjoy themselves and we have a whole time. Yeah,
I wasn't the party type. I used to
don't
go
worry,
out, yes,
we can
but
change it.
not like that.
Me and this I'm gonna change it.
My bones done old. There's
You
no
know, for the
changing.
Friday.
no, your bones not too old, Abby.
We got change, you know, Friday. You see, sometimes it's the vibe, eh? You know, treat don't say vibes. If you go
Yeah.
somewhere, like if I go in a little restaurant with the right people, it's madness, you know. You don't have to make any party anyway on the side of the road home by you. It's according to
Yeah.
who is the people and you know, that kind of thing.
Yes,
We
Yeah.
just
true.
say vibes
Yeah.
and chill,
I
that the
agree.
vibe. So the gym's open back, so we go to touch. Let me touch and see how the gym them in Trini.
All
Let me
right.
take peek.
Tell me your name.
Amy Mohammed.
And you are what here?
I am one of the instructors at CSC.
How does it feel to be back out to work?
Honestly, it's exciting to be back out, to return to some form of normalcy, to just get back in the routine, and just to see everyone else.
How do you feel about the whole safe zone concept?
To be honest, I actually support it. I think it's a great idea, just for everyone to just get back into their normal lives and just get the economy running again.
And there she used the word vibes, Getting
Yeah.
Yes,
back to
that's
the
right.
norm, yes, yeah. So I mean, like the only thing that I do like is that you have to wear your mask now when you go into the gym. That's the only thing I don't like about it. Before,
I
you had the option
yeah.
of not wearing your mask in the gym, but now it is mandatory that you wear your mask in the safe zone. Yeah,
I don't know. I just think if you're fully vaccinated and there are safe zone put in place for the fully vaccinated, they shouldn't. And that
yeah,
should entice more unvaccinated to get vaccinated.
yeah.
No mask, no nothing. Safe zone is for the fully vaccinated where they can feel
Mhm.
free, breathe air, and the
Yeah.
unvaccinated should mask up, tape it up on your face because you know.
Yeah. That's the only thing that I don't like agree with is that you have to wear the mask in the safe zones. I understand you bring a vaccination card, you show your proof and all of that. You sanitize, you wash your hands, but that mask, I wish if they can say in the safe zone because it is a safe zone. You don't. But you know why I think that happened though is because they are allowing some unvaccinated persons who will be able to get that exemption for whatever. I think that is the reason why you have to continue wearing a mask in the safe zones then. So like persons who get the exemption, even in the different, whether it's the restaurant, you have to have the proof of why it is you were exempted. All of that needs to be there. So it's not like persons will be out of a job if they don't get vaccinated. Now, some companies, of course, may say we want all our workers vaccinated, and it's only the vaccinated staff that will be able to come out, right? But considering that some of the staff is unvaccinated, that's the reason for wearing the mask, I suppose. Yeah, that's the only reason I'm seeing it that way. Now, if all staff vaccinated, all patrons vaccinated, then maybe it would have been safer to say, right, it's a true safe zone. as they are calling it, safe zone. So it's a true safe zone, but it's not really like safe zone, safe zone. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess. So, Jason, how was the atmosphere last night? Were people masked up?
Some people wear masks, some people don't.
Yeah.
So, Jazan, did you wear a mask?
I don't wear masks. I need to breathe.
Because we know when you get picked up, you're not going to sit down. She didn't have on any mask at that point.
That is a quick essential rebel. It's like, I don't know, man, you know. It's like, no, man. Pick up something.
Oh my God, he's talking. They pick up something. You're right. They didn't pick up
Oh,
nothing last night.
Lord. Yeah. So slowly but surely, when I hear the bars them give trouble, Chica, the Barkeepers Association, they're giving some trouble because they're not allowing them to sell no rum.
I don't
No
understand.
rum. You know,
Yeah,
it
but
have
staff
persons
wearing
got
the
charged
mask.
for drinking alcohol in public spaces. You can get
So
charged for that as well.
we have the president of the Barkeepers Association. It's a charge. The reason why they kind of do, they didn't let the rum go. It's because, you know, when you drink rum, inhibitions drop and you hug up and you dance up and you more, you know, you lose now. You lose as we just say. We just be looser when we drink. Let me be real, you know. So what they say is that as time progress, you know, and you have a proper safe zone, then you could play mad. And you know, but I don't know, you know. What's all of you on that with the drinking? I mean,
So
if
why
somebody
open
goes
up
to
the bars
Because
party,
you
they
have to
then?
go,
remove your mask to drink, right?
yeah,
Obviously.
so,
Right.
yeah, but I mean, they're saying that more looseness now. You know that you go understand you just get looser.
Yeah.
So why
I don't
open
get
up the
loose.
bars?
And
The
the thing
I
bars
don't
about
mind
are
when
mine.
the bars
Is
is
that
for
just get loose?
alcohol.
I
I
don't
don't get
get all
it.
loose.
Well, some of us,
and
when
here
we
what? It's
consume,
hard it's
yeah, but some of us, I mean, treating when you consume, though, we lose, you know, the general population. So they try to, all right, come in your lounge, have your meal, whatever. Yeah, sit down, chill. Because you know when 3D start to drink, that's it.
So it's alcohol free safe zone then.
Yeah, alcohol free.
Yeah.
We can't make the mistake because Trinidadians just watch that. You know we just overdo it. We could hold our shit big and that's it.
So the bars
What?
selling what? Mocktails?
Yeah, they
No,
have to
mocktails is
improvise right
non-alcohol
now.
cocktails.
Virgin Coladas.
Okay.
So let me hear
That,
from the Bar Association. Let me hear what they say.
They are happy to have their doors back open again. It's a situation that where we won't have the fit all based on the geographical location and so forth of your bar and how your business structure is. That will determine if you'll be opening now or you'll be opening in a couple of weeks. As we know, Diwali is on the 4th of November. So in certain areas, bar owners will take that opportunity to open after Diwali. But it's a good feeling and exciting feeling for bar owners to actually open the doors back again and do some sort of business.
Mr. Satich, based on the information that you may have received, if you had to give an estimation as to how many bars will be opening their doors, do you think half the bar population, how many bars do you think will be opening their doors from today?
On today, actually, it will be a work in progress. So in the coming weeks, you will see bars gradually opening. After, I would believe about 50% to 70% capacity. So there's a lot of things that still needs to be done. One of the criteria is that you have to be fully vaccinated in order to open. Employees have to be fully vaccinated. So that could be one of the issues where we will have to wait for the time. The owners or the employees will have to wait for that particular time then to open their establishment. So in the coming weeks, we anticipate that approximately 50% of the industry will open. But it won't happen just off the day. It will be in a couple of weeks time.
One of the criteria to operate in the safe zone is the presentation, the proof of vaccination. You know, what will barkeepers be doing to ensure this is done and to ensure that other measures are complied to?
However, given the regulations for the safe zone, this is something that you will have to do once that person starts to enter your bar. You will need to check the immunization status of now the person and only fully vaccinated people will be allowed in. So at the entry point to our bars, you will have to set up checkpoints where we will do that check. And for the unvaccinated persons or persons who are not yet fully vaccinated, we will have a pickup situation where you can do curbside pickup. So they will not be allowed to enter the safe zone, but we will still be allowed to sell and provide that service to the unvaccinated as well.
Yes. You know, nothing wrong with having a little virgin drink, just saying. Yeah, but yes, I almost forgot Diwali is coming up, and of course during that time a lot of persons won't drink alcohol during the time leading up to Diwali. So I mean that's understandable. And there was also like one bar owner in Tobago. She said that she's not forcing her staff to be vaccinated. She isn't vaccinated either. She said she would have spoken to God about the vaccine that came. She asked, Lord, should I take that vaccine? And the answer was no for her, right? So she just didn't take the vaccine until the right vaccine comes along. Personally saying, but for me, why go into a bar to buy my alcohol to go home with it? While I can do the same while I'm in the grocery or buy at a liquor mart that was opening right through the pandemic. A bar is for hard liquor and alcoholic cocktails.
Yes, to sit down and enjoy,
Yes,
socialize,
Sonali, that woman. Yeah. Well, people mash her up because this is like, whatever. Yes, she has her own views and beliefs, right? But yes, you can get your alcohol anywhere. You can go into the grocery. There are mini marts that actually sell liquor. There are variety shops. They have, you can get alcohol basically at any location. You don't have to have the bar open, and for some, it might be even more reasonable to purchase the alcohol if it is a buy it in the grocery store. And you just go home, make sure you chill however you want it on the rocks, whatever, and you have it at home. You don't need to wait. You could have it. As some people say, they could party at home, right?
Yeah,
Some
true.
people say they could party at home by themselves with the music and they're having a time, right? But in truth and in fact, that's not how we really ask people. Yes, in the minority, there are some persons who prefer, to chill back at home and have their time rather than be in the crowd and be amongst too many people, right? Or they might go with a small group of friends and that's just it with their family. But of course, we did miss the socialization. And I know that when the beaches reopen, it's going to be. And I know that there are persons, like even right now, persons are still taking a chance to go to the beach. It could be very early in the morning. I know of persons who did go to the beach when it was closed. Well, it's still closed, but people still did take the chance. And it had unfortunate circumstances where a young man would have lost his life during the year. Yeah. But persons are still just recently we saw, and I'm like, why are they posting these people up? In the community, there's a beach. Nobody's coming down that way, really. Place is hot. Some areas have no water, right? So how are they supposed to wash their clothes, sanitize, bathe, all these different things? Yeah, a lot of water problems in some areas that they are now burning tires and protesting in the roads and all these things, right? So I mean, place well hot. When the place hot, people glad to get the opportunity to just go to a beach. Too long, yeah.
Wow.
But they know what happened when it is that they decide that okay, we are opening the beaches, and as soon as they say okay, from this day, all beaches will be closed, all rivers, will be water parks, etc. You just see people just it was like mad. Like where all these people come from.
We'll study that. So, Bacchanal, what you're cooking is red flag. So this, what you're cooking is red flag.
Yes.
So an example is Gabby will be the hot seat, right? And she will give you a red flag. So for example, claiming people bad ways not your own, that is a red flag.
Red flag.
I don't claim nobody, man.
Exactly right.
So
Bill.
everybody will be saying, what is a red flag to them?
I have my own red flag.
Girls who don't like to shave, that's a red flag.
I have my own red flag.
So for what you're
Abby,
cooking,
and before we go on, Abby and Tristan, you know the red flag trend right now, right?
yeah, they have a red flag trend on Facebook. Everything is red
No.
flag.
Abby face, I watch Abby face and like, I don't think she knows what this red flag trend is
No.
Right?
about.
That's an example.
The
What is
red
a
flag is
for
like,
you
let
guys?
us say a fella approach you or whatever it is, and you
The man
realize,
never have
okay,
a
this
payday,
person,
that's the red flag.
red flag, before you enter in now, before you get to know the person, you realize he talking a talk that, you know, they say to have red flags in
So
relationships.
look out
Right.
for, yeah.
So
Yes,
that's
The red flag.
right.
the red flag.
Yes,
Right.
red
Okay.
flag.
If the,
Yeah.
I
It
don't
can
know.
be girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever you're interacting with. What are the red flags that they are displaying? What flag they waving?
if your best friend have your man number, that is a red flag.
Ugamoy.
Oh my God.
That is so
If,
true.
I tell you so, that is how it to be flexing for the what you're cooking. You understand,
My
Chica?
goodness.
Red
So that
flag.
is,
You
that
know,
was,
Rihanna not coming on that red flag.
yeah, that's not the other jump on the red flag, that is what it is. If it is all of a sudden your man want to learn Spanish, that is a red flag.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, you catch it now?
I catch it now, yes.
Huh?
Right.
Mm, yeah. If every
Wow.
weekend the girl have your woman have a girl's line, that is a red flag.
No, it ain't. Is it? No.
You
Well,
study
we
liar.
shall leave that for what you're cooking. We'll leave
Later.
the
So I
rest.
just give only some
Everybody get the
examples.
examples.
Okay,
So I
okay.
give only some examples of what
Yes.
is a red flag. So that is what
Get
we cooking.
enough.
That is what we
Yes.
cooking with.
Yeah.
I don't know after that is the effects of COVID and then it's a sweaty Sunday. Jazan, where were you?
No, I'll be there this Sunday.
Yeah. I watch you there. You know.
Don't be
I find
going
you guys
grocery
cut the
shopping
the
and all
sweaty
kind of
I was
Sunday.
in the grocery Sunday. I couldn't exercise in the supermarket. Come on.
What do you mean?
Right, but you know
Right
the
the
time.
island. Right
You know the
there.
time. It's supposed to go earlier. Make it
No, the
make it
grocery
shop.
open 10 o'clock and I was lingering and ipping on button.
Yeah, so
Okay, well, go and
you're
shop
inside,
today.
right? You're
No, I don't have to
inside.
shop this day. I inside tomorrow.
Right.
So I'm
Right.
organized.
Right.
Yes.
And only so I mean, you could think about all the red flag.
I
You
would
could just
try.
think about red flag. So when you come, you fire it.
Okay.
If the man don't brush his teeth in the morning, that's
That's a red flag.
Ew. Yeah.
Well, we going from here, we can see, right? We can
Yeah,
see over
okay,
there, we
All
bye.
right.
can see over there, we can see.
Your man